peeps! Today I want to show you how to multiply 2-digit by 2-digit numbers using both the traditional method and the area model. So we're going to start with the area model. So first thing you need to do with the area model is make your box. So whenever I see 2-digit by 2-digit numbers, I always think that it's going to be a window. My class likes to call it window life. So when I see 2-digit by 2 digits, the reason I say windows is because I know it's going to have to be 2 boxes by 2 boxes, meaning 2 columns and 2 rows. The reason that I know this is because there's 2 place values in each of these numbers. There's the ones place and the tens place. So when I look, I know that my box is going to look like a window, and that's what I mean by a window. So let me show you. I'm going to start with 24. The 2 in 24 is worth 20 because it's in the tens place. The 4 in 24 is worth 4. So that's my expanded form of 24. And notice where I put that plus sign is where the line goes down. So if you didn't know that it was 2-digit by 2-digit and you didn't know right away that it should be that window, that 2 box by 2 box square, then you could just write the expanded form on top, and then you would know that there's just one line through your box. We're going to do the same thing for 32. So I have the 3 is worth 30 because it's in the tens place, and the 2 is worth 2 because it's in the ones place. You can think about it as multiplying the place by the number. So 3 is in the tens place, so I did 3 times 10 is 30. Okay, next I'm going to do my multiplication. Well, first let's notice that this plus sign is where my line is. So that all lines up, kind of like how I went over in my last video of 1-digit by 2-digit multiplication. Let's go ahead and start solving. So we start by doing, I always start with this corner box, you don't have to. And then I look up and to the left. So up I see 20, and to the left I see 30. So I'm going to multiply 20 times 30. So I like to forget about the zeros when I multiply. So I start with 2 times 3 is 6. And then I add my zeros, 1 0, 2 0. So it's 600. That makes it really easy, and it makes those big numbers much less scary. Now I'm going to do this box. So I'm going to multiply up and left. So 4 times 30. 4 times 3, I know is 4 times 3 is 12. And then I add that 1 0 to get 120. Okay, next I'm going to choose this box. I'm going to do 20 times 2 up and to the left. So hopefully you know what 20 times 2 is maybe in your head. 2 times 2 is 4, and 0 to make 40. Last but not least, let's go ahead and do our 4 times 2. I really hope you know this one. So 4 times 2 is going to be 8. So we've done all of the hard work. Now we just need to add up all of our numbers. So I'm going to start, I like to start with the biggest number. So I'm going to do 600 plus 120 plus 40 plus 8. Make sure you line up the places. Notice how my ones place is all lined up, and my tens place is all lined up, and my hundreds place is all lined up. It's really important that you line those up, or else you won't be able to add correctly. So 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So I got 768. Let's go ahead and check our work using the traditional method. So with the traditional method here, we would start by, in our ones place with our 2, doing 2 times 4, which is 8. Then we would take our 2 and we would multiply 2 times 2, which is 4. Now I want you to notice something here. We started by doing 2 times 4. Let's go to our area model. Here we did 2 times 4. Okay. The second thing we did in our traditional method is we did 2 times 2. But 2 times 2 gave us our answer 4 here. Well, that 4 is worth 40. So what we really did there was 2 times 20 to get 40. So we have done basically these 2 boxes so far in our traditional method. Let's continue. Now, if you are familiar with the traditional method, every time you move on to the next number, you have to put a 0 as a placeholder. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, but I wanna make sure, oh, sorry guys. We're gonna go ahead and do that. So we're gonna put our 0 as our placeholder, and then I'm gonna switch colors to show that we are moving on to our tens place, or 3. So something important to remember is when you're multiplying by 3 here, you're really multiplying by 30. And that's really why we do our area models, to show the kids that. Here you're multiplying 3 in the tens place. So when you multiply 3 times 4 and you get 12, you're gonna carry that 1 and bring the 2 down from the 12. 1, 2, 12. It's really 120, right? Because the 2 is in the tens place, so it's worth 20 because of that 0. And the 1 is being carried over. And even though it's the tens place in this problem, it's going to be the hundreds place, right? Because the next place open is that hundreds place. So, and I also want to explain, we just did 30 times 4, right? Here we did 30 times 4. 30 times 4. And remember, the reason I'm saying it's 30 times 4 is because this 3 is worth 30. The next thing in the traditional model you do is we do 3 times 2, but remember this 3 is worth 30 and this 2 is worth 20. And then we also need to add that 1. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So we ended up getting 720, then we add here 768. We got the same answer, 768. What I want to show you is we did 30 times 20 here. So here we also did 30 times 20. We ended up getting 600. Here we got 700 because we added that 1. So when we talked about the 12 in the last problem, in this problem we only got the 20, we saved the 1 for later. That's why this is 700 instead of 600. But we are doing the same thing. So I just wanted to show you this comparison. First of all, to teach how to do the area model, because I do think it can be really helpful for some kids. And because of state testing, a lot of states are required to teach it this way. But also to show you the relationship between the two. So I hope that this was helpful. If it was, subscribe and check out some of the other 1-digit by 2-digit videos, and let me know if there's anything else that you would be interested in learning about or seeing a video on. Thank you.